Ashes first. And Catherine K, you coming in second a bit, Catherine K. Oh, yeah, I pushed the button there.
Hey, Bezzy.
Well, g'day. Sorry. How you all doing? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the National Rock Garden. Oh, guess what we got here, a Dash? Used your flag as a thumbnail, but because it was one-sided, I've had the truth flag sewn onto the back. So on a good flag-bearing day, we're going to put that on the pole. Oh, thank you, mate. It's upside down when we look at it that way. But yeah, so she's now a two-sided flag, and that was Di did that for me, Dave and Di. She did that at 5 o'clock yesterday morning before I went to court. Oh, hang on, look, I'm looking the wrong way. They didn't even see it. Doop-de-doo. Best cameraman ever. Truth, there you go. So yeah, thank you very much, Dash. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, it's not touching the ground. She right, not the yeah. Any rules on that? Mark's doing Walk Basil Day duty. It's been Chemtrail City here for 3 days now. You still see him going over there, burning lines there into the air. All the above, I don't know, mate. All I'm saying is there's something to see here that is still out of our control. But something's going on here. It was Balloon City here again today, so it must be the season for balloons. But anyway, how are you, Diggs? Yeah, it's a very big day yesterday. You'd like to think it was a good night's sleep, but it was a very sleepless night. There's a lot in it. And hindsight can do you nut in. But right now, welcome to the National Rock Garden, Barrenjoey Road, Canberra. We, the free people, have met here of what we call the Freedom Front Canberra for over 12 months now, 403 days. We proclaim to the Governor-General, expose the 28 names of the pedophiles he's protecting, as identified by the Woodrow Commission, 1995-1997. They keep each other's secrets. We've sent letters to the Governor-General. He has not responded. We were just going over it. My court case from April the 22nd last year, we had that yesterday, but on that day too, he failed to respond. And that's what we were getting upset about. At no point during this stand for over 12 months has the Governor-General actually engaged with us or answered our letters or tried to meet any of our demands or even come to meet with us or put an announcement out, go to the National Press Club, try to do his job whatsoever. We found him, and even Rod Cullerton found him to be Governor-General in title only, not by position and not due duty description or upholding the duties of the Governor-General. He just holds the title on the people's estate. And I went and tried and had that battle also in the courts yesterday, but I didn't have a win on that side. But ultimately, I did have a win. So 3 charges: assault, obstruction and trespass. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. So those were the judgments of the magistrate. I suppose, yeah, that's a win. Yeehaw, hallelujah, praise to the Lord. And I really do thank God in this, because I prayed so hard to ask him to be there for me in my time of need and my day in court. And I know that I had so many people out there praying for me for months now, for weeks, daily, even some people. And then other people dedicate vigils to me, and that's so humbling and what a beautiful thing. So thank you, everybody. Everyone saw the test of time of it on me, but that part of it's over now. I'm not guilty on all 3 charges. It came somewhat with a bit of a whammy. I won the war, so to speak, but I'm still going to be held accountable to war crimes. So last minute, they threw a contempt charge at me, contempt of court, for my previous court case back in November. It's an odd one. there's a few odd things there at the end of it. There's a lot to digest in the whole day on how things went. Yeah, so it was anything that I tried to use sovereign, everything I tried to use Magna Carta. Uh, it wasn't working. Trying to hold them accountable in their corporate to, the difference between corporate and private didn't work. Identifying that it was a trust meeting, not so much a court case, that didn't really work. I think it may have given me some leverage in hindsight. I don't know. I did get an outcome of not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And early in the case, I'd identified myself as the beneficiary and the executor of my Sestu Qui V Trust, and I appointed the magistrate the trustee. He denied knowing anything what I was talking about. Mind you, he denied receiving affidavits, he denied receiving the notice of divine appearance, any paperwork I'd handed in and have receipts for, he denied having with him or receiving in any capacity. Yeah, see, that's bad business right there. And so they just weren't going to look at it. Once again, at the end of the day, we still don't know how to hold them account for their actions. They seem to be a judiciary beyond reproach, not really holding any law because of no oaths of allegiance, no power of authority through Constitution, Great Seal, the Queen of, or King of England, none of that. So, but they just will not hear it. And I put myself well and clearly in the furnace through all of this to try and use every avenue of attack. But ultimately, yeah, so I think I may have failed in those areas, although I tried so very hard. But we're left to digest all this and go over it and learn from it. But yeah. But yeah, thank you to everyone that always helped me through it all. A lot of people stood right by me during this court case. Brendan Thompson, Phil, Corey, Bruce has helped me out with Schultzy and his cheat sheets, and Patriot 101 Glenn, absolutely friend, mate, above and beyond to be there for me on that day, Glenn, and I really love you heaps, brother. Thank you very much. And we won, mate. But it's like there's lessons to be learned here. So yeah, back on court on the April the 6th. Corey will be in court that day too, for a hearing on contempt of court, which seems a bit strange because he's already judged me to be in contempt and he remanded me into custody on that day. So judgment was made and penalty paid. But it wasn't the magistrate that laid on me, it was the prosecutor who was quite angry about getting beaten by a digger in the courtroom, I think. Look at those chemtrails.
There's one contrail going, and the rest are all chemtrails.
That is huge again, but they've been going for 3 days now. Yeah. But anyway. We'll go sit here, see how the digs are doing today. What's the topics of conversation? Joanne's here. G'day. Oh, someone's hooked me up. That's nice of them. Hook me up.
Became part of common law when after the abolition.
Phil left with a library of books yesterday.
In the beginning, the Court of King's Bench.
I'll sit just there for a minute anyway.
Court of King's Bench.
We just haven't stopped talking law all bloody morning, all night. My brain just won't let it go.
At common law, all attempts to commit crimes are punishable as misdemeanors.
Thank you, John. Yeah.
Whether the completed crime was a felony,
I'll get the transcript for the court case. I know it went all bloody day, but there's some cherries in there. Some absolute
You got
cherries.
any other backup charges?
You got any other backup charges?
Sure, there's something we can charge.
Come on, you got anything else up your sleeve?
I don't see anything related to camping. They're not even use glad wrap.
Yeah, he mentioned it. They didn't. It's not like they were using glad wrap on trees. He said. No, the day was full of some cherries.
I think he was concerned about a judicial ruling last week. He ruled against the law, which he knew about, but he mentioned to you. So otherwise, the judiciary inquiry might find his ruling against Joel not acceptable. So he knows the truth.
We'll go into that in more detail as the day goes on, but you've got to savour the victory, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, it is.
Well,
Massive victory, bro.
It's a massive victory.
The only person that had charges still remaining from that night of the GGs, and you defeated every charge they had against you.
They couldn't even
Prove
prosecute.
it. That's right.
They couldn't even prosecute him.
They couldn't even
Not
prove
even
it.
had the chance to get his sledge out.
They tried. Oh, he tried hard. That prosecutor.
So did Gleason.
No, Gleason tried hard.
Please, can you focus your statement on, no, you don't do this, not this, and then, no, and then he stopped.
And
And
even gave him the option to change the charge from assault of a frontline officer to common assault because he could get that across the line.
Yeah,
Well, he obviously thought that he was going to get it across the line anyway.
but they kept trying to go back to that when clearly there was no assault. There was no trespass, and
He shouldn't even been there.
and they
He
never.
shouldn't have been in the courtroom. You shouldn't have been arrested. And the thing was, you were never arrested. They never told you are under arrest.
They never told me I was under arrest, and they never gave me a move-on order. So, but they kept trying to go to this assault of a police officer, which never happened anyway.
Frontline officer.
Sorry, yeah.
Frontline
Front-
community service
Community
officer.
service officer. Sorry, yeah.
A community service officer.
And that's
Is
a
that what they
detective
were?
inspector is a community services officer.
I saw them.
Because
I
they're part
saw
of a
him
corporation,
punching
they're not a police officer. They can't say police because they're not part of the police force.
They aren't there, so they.
He's had a load off his mind.
But I tried very hard to hold them accountable to that corporate stuff, and I just haven't obviously found the right way yet.
They just don't let you know that you found the right way to do it.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's why I think there's something more in this.
They wanted then to add this indication that they had to act because we were going to overrun the front gate.
Yeah, well, none of us were even moving towards the front gate at any point.
Yeah, he stipulated quite a lot that we weren't actually anywhere near the front gate. We were well back in the car park.
And we had informed the frontline officers that what they were going to do was arrest.
Yeah.
And they spent 20 minutes talking about that after I informed them.
Well, you'd like to have thought they went through the same investigative process on what they were capable of doing or their jurisdiction, the same as the prosecutor went all out to prosecute me for breaking it.
That's it.
You know, that's the sort of due process they should have put into their planning.
Exactly.
You know, if the courts last year were criticised by the Bar Association for their terrible record, it's got worse since. Thanks to MSU and us. Can you imagine what their
It's been 3 days of it now. So.
Listen to this. It's completely off cue, but D, because they don't use names, was charged with the murder of his wife and two children. All three had died by drowning late one evening in a public swimming pool. The Crown case was that the accused had deliberately drowned each one of them. D gave evidence that following a quarrel, his wife had actually taken the children and drowned them and herself, and that he was unsuccessful in trying to rescue them. The jury retired and then returned and asked the aforementioned judge that what would be the position if the woman took the children into the water without the assistance of the man, but that he just stood by him and contravening to the act. The judge directed to the jury that the failure to discharge his parental duty to seek to prevent his wife from killing the children would render D guilty of manslaughter. He didn't even do anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
Doing
by not
nothing.
doing nothing, you're committing a crime. Yeah. It's your duty to protect people. Yeah, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Well, he did because he got rescued.
But once again, yeah,
But they don't know if he was there while she went into them. He could have come across them already drowned.
well, yeah, the way it's written, it's like he's trying to find a way out of murder. Which, yeah, if you're, yeah, I don't know. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it.
Sorry, boss. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
find some shit about this fucking drug.
Phil walked out with about 5-6 books yesterday. Like he took all.
They're nice light reading.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Up at the library at the courtroom.
Oh, okay.
It's in Beck's library books. It's stamped on here somewhere. It says cancelled today.
Okay.
They're not library books. What it is when a judge retires,
That's right.
all the books that they had in their office get given away
Oh, okay.
if they leave them behind. But I can't find anything on driving under the influence or even giving medical assistance. That might be interesting. Necessary duress, superior orders, or coercion.
Yeah, 3 winners
Well,
there.
We've got a guy in Brisbane. I've been getting
This is what I do, boys, in my spare time.
And in my spare time on the given day, I go and fire the bullets.
And I try and justify those bullets for him.
Some bullets don't fire too well. I get done for contempt.
Some are misfires.
But a lot of those weren't your bullets either. So yeah, some of them misfires. Stuck in the chamber. Stuck in the star chamber. So
If a man, by terror of present possible death, be compelled to do a fact against the law, he is totally excused. So if you break the law because of the presence of death, you're totally excused. Because no law can oblige a man to abandon his own preservation.
there you go. So once again, if you see someone in danger, it's your duty to act.
But no. What it's saying is that if
You'll
an
kill
act will
death.
kill you, you have to, by saving yourself, you have to break the law. You are excused from breaking that.
To prevent your own death, you are allowed
Allowed
to
to break the law. That's fucking pretty big. I don't know how we can use it, but it's still pretty big. That's a big use that.
All right. What do you reckon, Madison?
Yeah, well, then things aren't for they're just cars. They crack really easily because cars is shit. Where you got either a billet rim or forged spun drum. Yeah, a lot stronger structures
All right. Let's see what the things are saying. Good morning, beautiful people. Yeah, Chemtrails City, Corey. Yeah, here, mate. You see it. Canberra Protest 2022. Got the vibes. Just thought to tune in. G'day, mate. Bring the vibes. We need the Batman vibes. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah, it's a win for us all. It was a group win, Phil?
Yeah.
It took everyone thought and input, a lot of study prior to even that date, April 22nd.
We were there, and if you look back on any videos from those days, you can hear us constantly say, "You are breaking the law."
Yep.
And we constantly told them they did not have jurisdiction in that area. We had done weeks and weeks of research to make sure that we weren't breaking the law. We are peaceful political protesters. At the end of the day,
They interfere
We were.
with our right to express our political expression.
and it was not only that, we'd also worked out they had no jurisdiction in that area anyway.
Yeah.
But they're trying to change the law to
They did change the law.
They did. They changed the
They changed the law
jurisdiction.
so they had jurisdiction.
They
in
did.
it.
But that was after the event.
but not for the people, it's to
Not for us, for them. Yeah.
it's to rule the people.
What time is it? Or?
Just let you know, it's
At the end
2
of the
minutes
day,
to
they still
10.
don't have the right.
Your
to
call on when we go down, whatever.
Yeah,
I
well,
know some people want to get down to
might as well just get it.
the injury cards.
Yep. We'll just go do it. Agent 28, get smart and so there. Trey's looking. Bloody hell, they just keep going. Come on, Diggs, let's go. Put your hands in the air if you care. There you go, hangman. Throw your hands in the air if you care. Greensleeves. I hate that song, Greensleeves. Mr. Whippy all day, every day, all the suburbs, Greensleeves on repeat. Oh, it's horrible. And here comes No Sleeves. Muscles out. Good day for guns. Got the sun out. Yeah. Good day to bust the guns out. Why we are here, expose child abuse and government corruption. Good morning, how are you? Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, well, it's still been going from yesterday. I managed to get just a couple of hours sleep, I think, where the brain turned off, but it just won't, it's going over and over. It won't, but I suppose it's health in a way. But I'm looking forward to maybe getting some sleep today. I've come to terms with a bit of it.
Literally stood there in your tree silent as they dug their own grave. They provided what evidence, piece of evidence we couldn't find was the actual striking of your stomach.
Yeah, that's it.
They could have given us a better version of it.
I know.
Fucking close up rage.
It was. It got to the stage where I just saw them almost defeating themselves, so I just stood back. I had the opportunity to enter evidence, and then even as I've submitted the USB for the footage, something was telling me no. And in the end, I withdrew the USB and said no. I said to the magistrate, I think you've got enough to make your ruling. And he said, don't you presume my ruling from here? And I went, no worries. I said, but I'm pretty sure.
By saying that, you're not presuming. You say, I think you've got enough to make a ruling, which means it could go either way.
Could go either way, but yeah. So I wouldn't waste any more of the taxpayers' time and money, blah, blah. And and then watched them continue to try and dig themselves out of a hole. Or they kept trying to put me in one, or for me to make.
Trying to dig your way out, brother.
Yeah, but he kept trying to get me to admit some sort of fault or guilt.
All the time, yeah.
But I just didn't have it, mate. And I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to submit my footage. It'll only help them. But ultimately, it was the right outcome because I am innocent.
Yeah, completely.
And but
And
yeah,
they were wrong in even being that.
yeah, that's right.
And now every one of those police officers who followed the orders of David Kraft has committed offence.
Yeah,
Deprivation of liberties, preventing peaceful political protest, 2 years imprisonment. Punched you 3 times. Punched you 3 times. That's another thing I've got to get off is the footage of them shoving me. That's assault.
yeah. No, I've got that one, mate. Yeah,
That was a
and he
fucking
even mentioned it there yesterday. I pushed a guy, but it just pushed him with the flat of my hand, and watched you go back 10 paces.
Yes, that's right. Like, I didn't even realise that had happened.
Yeah. Nah, it's done that one. Yeah. So, but I've got all the evidence and everything there.
They've
So
given it to us.
they've given it to us. So,
And Thiessen made the ruling with that. Oh no, sorry. They admitted that that the move on order was not legal.
mm-mm.
He admitted that.
He
I
did.
have. What did he say? I have to. I can't remember what his
Yeah.
exact words were, but the transcript will tell us.
Yeah. And they tried to argue the occupation of the land, which wasn't. We were just parked cars in a car park and everyone's standing around. They kept trying to say we were camping.
When you park in a car park, maybe you park it.
Yeah, but everything was stowed.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything was stowed. No one was actually sleeping. No tents were erected.
And we told them that we will not be sleeping.
Yeah.
We'll be protesting all night, and we have video footage of us doing it on Parliament lawn.
Yeah.
Not sleeping, protesting all night.
All night. Yeah, so yeah, a couple of other little minor ones I need to deal with. And
Usual bullshit.
just more bullshit. Yeah, from this place in time, I'd just like to join the John Wilson political party, leave me the fuck alone party, and no police approach me, or that's the only thing I'm in danger of.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'm fine, mate. I don't need their safety.
no one gets hurt, no one gets injured until the police approach.
Yep.
And in sight.
That's it. And that's when the freedoms are at risk.
Violent, aggressive.
The approach with
You
the
see,
violence
no
and
one
aggression.
moved when someone got arrested. No one moved.
Nah.
No interaction, nothing.
Nothing. Nah, it's all right.
Mm.
No one approached the gate. That was obvious.
Yeah.
We were well back from the school.
I was well back, yeah. Yep, I was peaceful. I wasn't yelling out.
He started quoting that Lady Denman Drive stops at the gate. Well, it doesn't. Have a look on the map. Lady Denman Drive goes all the way into the past the gate. And what was that ex-senator that got persecuted from WA?
Rod Cullen.
He walked up to that gate and said, "This gate is illegal. It cannot be here."
He's laid a few cherries out, Rod Cullen, for us to follow, mate. He's been on our side there.
He has. Yeah, he walked up to that gate and told them that gate is illegal. It cannot be here. You cannot stop me from crossing this.
Yeah.
And he did that at the border, and that was proven to be true too. He's actually proven that one in court.
Yeah, I think there's still some ongoing stuff there
He
with
just
that one.
drove straight through the border that was closed.
Yeah, he waited there.
Borders of the Commonwealth.
He waited there 3 days for him to sort their shit out.
Yep. And they didn't.
They didn't.
So he crossed the border and said there is no borders in the one Commonwealth.
Yeah.
We are one big Commonwealth. And that's been proven to be correct in court.
Yep. And that's the part that I'm a bit, bemused about. How do I? Yeah, these magistrates still operating with no oath of allegiance, no real constitution because it's been, made redundant. Just yeah. But he did use the common law book a few times, didn't he?
He did.
So they're obviously looking at it and referring to
That
it.
criminal law book I was reading right then was constantly quoting common law.
Common law, yeah.
Even the King's Bench.
Hmm.
I'm surprised he used the common law. I was thinking there's some clause in the ICT.
Well,
It's a different jurisdiction in there. I don't have to come back.
I
to.
have the transcript from her case where he says, "I'm going to quote common law,"
Yes.
and he did it from the bench, and I have that transcript.
Yeah.
If they can refer different too.
That's right.
But I can't, no matter what happened, I couldn't get a judge and jury of my peers. No, that's that part of it's out. It's like, And that's probably the part that leaves me at a loss.
Well, any federal offence has to be tried by jury. So is contempt of court a federal offence?
But the trespassing on Commonwealth's land.
Good question. Sorry, my brain's not working in that
Commonwealth's
capacity at the moment.
That's actually a good thing to say. If contempt
Yeah.
of court is a federal offence.
Federal offence. Yeah.
Well, get your jury after all, brother. If you want it.
Well, once again, I'm a bit bemused. He made judgment at the time, contempt, and remanded me, and prosecuted me right there and then. So now, yeah, seems like more games. And he used the word play. This is the way we play it. And then I said, I'm not here to play games. I'm here for justice. This little game thing. Approach the bar. Oh, no. And what's it all about? It's just another game.
And the thing is, we don't know all the rules, and they won't tell us.
That's right. Yeah, when there's no debrief after it, this is where you probably went wrong. This is how you probably do it next time. No. Mind you, I reckon the prosecutor's got a full debrief.
Oh, fucking, he got a debrief for us.
He did. He had to go answer to Daddy, I reckon. He was shitty.
Oh, you didn't hear what they said? Oh, listen to the big fucking word. They said amen after the fucking prayer. Saturday we had one thing, Sunday was bigger again. They even said the prayer with us, they were fucking clapping after every fucking instruction. They were fucking with us on every fucking word out there. Wow. 20 I missed that one. Like pods, they're all pods. There's at least 20 of them out there preparing for a race. They all sat here 15, 20 metres off the fucking water here. It's good prep for a race to take through to get spiritual down. We had people going, we love you, Joe. We love you, Nana. After the instructions. Wow. Pedophiles have no place in our society. Wow, that is a big deal. Yeah, oh.
Whoa. We got.
And they went with songs in the battle. They come out with 3 not guilty charges.
Good morning, little big red car behind the bush.
Wake up, Jeff.
Wake up, Jeff.
Well, little red car is the big. Wake up, Jeff is the big. Oh, right. It's all legal, brother.
Choo-choo, chaka, chaka,
The things I missed out on by not having kids, mate.
Not really.
Other people's kids are much better. You give them back. Press that button. Testing. That's it for you. You want to do the auction this morning? You got to auction them off. You auction them off to see who wants to speak in the morning.
Morning, Diggs. Hope everyone's well at home.
Yeah, everyone did me, brother. I'll do it.
Well, it's the cheapest auction I had. I still got no funds.
26 on. Hope everyone's well where you are today. The changes are happening right in front of our eyes, guys. Keep going out there. Keep spreading the word.
We're still waiting for Mikhail. Maybe they just want to have a conversation. Maybe they want to come to the water this morning.
Yeah. I've got no bail. I could go over there.
We could have
gone there yesterday.
I know we could be there this morning, mate.
Yesterday afternoon was open house.
I know.
We forgot.
He doesn't realise how nice a guy I am and how nice I'm being. Anyway. Good morning, Governor General! Just one, mate. Just one.
The view's better here. Cool. Start the race, or
Well, I heard the beat start. Or was that a
Couple more lined up.
beat?
you got a couple more lined up. Yeah, let's start at one and go to the line up another one. Yeah. Yeah, they make something.
I'll get him with it.
Yeah. We've got another one that got started. They were lining up for now. Maybe they start this one too.
Yeah, right. You say, man, you're good.
Well, Mikhail and Hazel wandering in.
Just tell them that he's like just gonna wait till they start the race.
Ready, set, go. Go. How's the system ever supposed to work? There's so many people working against the system.
Alright, roll on.
Assaulting you should have heard charges against certain police officers. With the magistrate over his eyes.
All those police officers there that night were acting illegally.
And where was the court laying charges? Because the court's supposed to, if they see a crime being committed, they were presented with the evidence. Should have laid charges.
Very lucky for me to uphold the law.
Very lucky.
Well, we know he's been a pedophile in the past, so
Yeah,
he's
I know.
right.
I was left with no choice but to repost that article from the Canberra Times yesterday.
I can't watch it without subscribing.
That's the bloody thing, mate. I know suddenly that goes in the archive and they own it and you can't read the news. It shouldn't be in an archive where everyone can read that news. Yeah, once again, they're a tabloid trash magazine. There's no news there.
I don't want people to reread it because
No.
it's damning to their back pocket.
He's not blind anymore. He's having a good time. He's looking down on you.
Your victory over MSU and police corruption.
Happy to report their operations, but not when their operations fail. Not the failure in court from the operation.
Seeing as the only charge they withheld.
Yeah, so the Canberra Times quickly print the article, just get the truth out there, and then they pull it back. No. Yeah, that one.
How
Mate.
quick are they to make an article about
She made me think.
breach of bail on
On the canoeing. Again, which was thrown out of court, they didn't mention that.
No, don't
They let the facts get it away with the story. We need to print a fact check, Canberra Times fact checking paper,
I just don't
and then put it out with it.
The only reason they have it behind.
Yep, that's the last one.
Let's go.
Oh, they are waiting for us.
Yep, we are waiting for you. We're having a conversation, so we didn't want to interrupt.
The rowers are away. Have a great day. Governor General, stand fast. They were the sons in the battle. They were young. Straight of them, true of eyes, steady on the go. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old as we that are left gone. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At going down the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget. Oh, so close. David Hurley. As Governor-General of this nation, this is a direct appeal from the ever-growing cohort of Australian people, both here and at home. In case you haven't heard, we call on you to action the public reveal of the unredacted findings of a police report tabled at the World Commission 1995 to 1997 and signed for by the QC. This was a police report, not handwritten document with no signatures, a police report. And when it was signed for by the QC, it entered into government contract. Government document, sorry.
Sorry, I just had to change microphone. The Wood Royal Commission has catalogued with the Police Integrity Commission, which we discovered yesterday the police had no integrity in April, when they were told they had no jurisdiction to arrest us while we're peacefully politically protesting in front of Government House. Our house. And it was upheld in court that they had no jurisdiction to be there and were acting outside of their legal responsibilities and rights. Zero police integrity, because that officer told us, I don't care, and we have that on camera.
And then he swore on a Bible and told lies.
And then he swore on the Bible and told lies yesterday. And every officer that followed his direction was also breaking the law. And we told you constantly that night, you are breaking the law. Zero integrity. I'm sure some of those officers thought they had integrity, but they followed blind orders. That is lack of integrity when you follow an order which could possibly be illegal. Criminal even. Deprivation of liberties. Kidnapping. Restricting someone's right to peacefully politically protest under threat of deprivation of liberties. Violent assault against multiple people. Are you getting the picture yet, AFP? Do not blindly follow orders from above. They don't care about the legal rights of the Australian men and women and children. And your legal rights not to commit an offence. They ask you to commit offences blindly. Yes, we know you had an open day yesterday and we did not cause any problems for you, did we? Because we are peaceful political protesters and we don't incite like you guys do. The Wood Royal Commission, as catalogued with the Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 90-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature. Why do we say alleged? Because they haven't had a day in court, which is everybody's right. And that's all we want. Instead of them spending the rest of their lives possibly committing offences, but also not having a day in court to prove that they did not commit those offences.
He does make swim. This is where he swims.
Beautiful dog. These 28 alleged pedophiles of prominent stature included judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, and others, frightening enough. That our Australian government and Parliament, and now yourself, Governor-General, has made no attempt to undo a 90-year suppression order of the alleged prominent pedophiles for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. And this was revisited again in 2015 in the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Legislation Committee meeting by the then Senator Bill Heffernan, given time from his fellow senators to request the findings to be released to the public of a Royal Commission. As the Senator stated, it is not so much the secret that's the problem between a group of people such as the 28 on the police report keep each other's secrets. And that says to me that anybody who keeps the secrets of these 28 from that day on are also part of that group of people. Are you that part of that group of people? Well, you are by not revealing the 28 names, which you have the power to, due to the fact that you have the ultimate power over all Royal Commissions, the 1901 Royal Commission Act. Further into his appeal, he quoted the judge of the day. We decided not to revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. When does a judge use we? And why would the public lose confidence in the judiciary if they were looking into the truth and giving those people their day in court to face a jury of their peers to be found guilty or not guilty, depending on whether it was proven that they committed the offences? We proved that we committed no offences and that the police committed multiple offences that night. And several other times besides that. Governor General, how can you justify a 90-year suppression order of a police report tabled at the Woodrow Commission, signed for by the QC crook, and given that the Australian taxpayers paid out roughly $64 million on this case, we have the right to full disclosure of this investigation. We want the results. We paid for results. We had results. You didn't give them to us. 26 pain-filled years later, we have stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland, and we are still doing it, and daily since the 7th of February 2022 here in Yarralumba. Your front door, my friend. Well, you're not my friend. I think you might have worked that out. We are either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims of the appalling industry of child trafficking and pedophilia. These have no place in our community. Things that I would class as adult entertainment does not have to be put through 2, 3, 4-year-olds. They do not need to listen to someone reading while dressed in a way which is considered adult entertainment. And they do not need to be present around marketplaces or stores which are selling what is considered adult entertainment equipment. They do not need to go to the National Gallery and see National Gallery, I'm talking about another situation, and see incidents of pictures of prepubescent, I'm trying to think of the word, that genitalia, with a video of an action of someone who thinks that that's appropriate. Disgusting. We're either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims of the appalling industry of child trafficking and pedophilia. We the people also inquire the individual honoured with the position of Governor General is not upholding the requirements of the Governor General. He could have stepped out that night and said to the police, "You are breaking the law." These royal subjects have the right to protest here. Understand, Governor General? We are inquiring why the Governor General has not upheld the requirements of the Office of Governor General and also stepped in against other obvious police overreaches, like tyrannical legislation that the government is creating, where medical advisors, doctors cannot advise as they see fit. They have to follow the governmental narrative. We go to our family doctor because our family doctor knows our family history and advises us appropriately on steps to remain healthy.
Don't look up.
Definitely don't look up. I say it is up to men and women of Australia to determine their level of confidence in the police, the judiciary, Parliament, yourself on these matters. Obviously, I'm finding you lacking. And I'm even showing you and proving you're lacking. And we have men standing in their truth, silently proving that you're lacking. And no matter how hard you dig, you cannot dig your way out of these holes. Yours sincerely, concerned representative of the men and women of Australia.
Thank you, Phil.
Got to just stick the knife in a little bit more while you're there.
Stick.
Okay.
Governor General David Hurley. My name is Joanne. I have lost confidence in the government, federal, state and local, illegal as it is. I instruct you to dissolve the federal parliament and issue the writs for a fresh election immediately. Further, I want all the documents that Senator Heffernan produced to the Royal Commission released to the public, unredacted, immediately. These two things are not up for negotiation. We will be here every day until you do as instructed, because pedophilia is not acceptable in our community.
Anyone else have anything to say today?
I don't want to hear what I've got to say.
Nah, I'm saving it up, I think.
That's good. Good statement because we.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the camps in September, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and knocked me up, but the man on bail, and I'm still here. They try so hard. We try not laugh. They turn my car, the next day stuck in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'ma make a drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables to turn. We come with a proof for all these souls, all the abuse. Nobody gonna cut you loose, stop off. Yeah, who at the door? Makadar, bring on the storm. Vibe with the ethnic thought, we will go regroup and come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We will cry, still ain't shed no tear. In the sense of we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you more. We unite. You don't call a shot. So it's been here all along. And they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. Return of the sovereign, but they never left. They're still here. Yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. The oldest civilization. Listen, how many years? They're still here. Need your support for the new way this war is fought. Our worry for the law and in June income bore accords. Gotta cut out the cancer. Yeah, that's what the plans are. Walk with the elders, they get the law, we got the numbers, that is the answer. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got the job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. That rain that can. I know we can't treat you September, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They work in the road, work in the Lord. I can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smash my car and let me out with a man on bail, and I'm still here. They see us come, we see them run. Now we are one, free, our daughters free, our sons. Yeah, they're getting scared. Front line, you can bet I'm there. Even when we're gone, our spirit lives on there. We ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never one of my 2 years go past, and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camp. Don't know the camp. Two kids said camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They work in the roads, work in the law. Back up the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car. I'll not be out for the man on bail, and I'm still here.
There you go.
When we got time, we do what we can do.
Oh, the throwing of the pedals. Oh no, I thought they were throwing pedals out. They're just gas bagging.
Strengthening the community, right?
It's a beautiful thing to see. They two ladies just standing there in the water enjoying the moment, having a chin wag.
That's all.
Oh, what have they done? Oh, Toby, you're going to put the microphones in the holsters, mate.
Yeah. Quick draw, McGraw.
Oh, I do. They're in the holsters. Look at that, mate. Let's go say good day to the possums. All right, let's crack the apple open. There we go. Oh, hello, possums. How are you? Oh, you didn't stay there at all. Rejected. John West rejected it. There we go. Now it's up there. Actually, I'm going to turn this camera around so I can see it better. What am I trying to do? No, it's not going to work, is it? Oh, it's right. We'll just go back there. Got the handle in the way, that's all. Should be able to still see. Hello, possums. How are you? You all doing well in there? Little gift there from Hazel today, an apple. Apple a day keeps the doctor away, they say. We definitely want to keep those dogs away. But a Mars a day will help you work, rest and play, they reckon. Something like that. Oh, half the mob head back. I'm going to head back. I'm going to go put my feet up somewhere for the rest of the day. Probably one of those days I'll even turn the phone off and turn everything off and just chill out. Well, Saturday weekend. Sun's out here in Canberra. It was a real cold morning though, down to 8 degrees. So, and it's not really getting light till 7 o'clock in the morning now. So Seasons are changing already. Canberra's autumn fall on its way. Still a lot of battle to do, but I'm really trying to get all the good vibes from having a win in that court case. It was something that did weigh heavy. I'd like to think I just could take it in my stride. Just one bloke, general ordinary, everyday digger, presenting himself in court to win or prove innocence in charges against me. And yeah, I think everyone saw the toll that it sort of had. I took it very seriously, and the charges were serious. He even stated again yesterday that it was a mandatory 2-year jail sentence that I was facing if found guilty. But I wasn't. So you just take that as a win. You know, a lot of conversations with a lot of people, listening to a lot of people. Ripmy's one of our digital diggers here, and he has a massive love for and feels strongly that the Magna Carta is the only way. Well, I'd like to think he's right, because the Magna Carta is a beautiful document and it can protect us all. I feel I let him down because I couldn't get any of it to roll in the court itself. Anything I tried to do in that way, the magistrate would just keep saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, which he really should. So once again, leadership, put the fingers in the ears. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah. I mean, it was a jurisdiction win. We won them on jurisdiction. They had no power of authority to act in the way they did in that area. But as far as jurisdiction of the courts and its corporate status, registered to Norfolk Island, all that sort of stuff, I just couldn't get through. And I jumped in the furnace. I did. Yeah, so it doesn't mean it's not there or it won't win. It just means that I haven't been able to achieve that. But I definitely appreciate Ripmy's love for it all, passion for it all, and love for us all as we took that through. Just wish I could have given him something concrete on that. But at the end of the day, it was a good win for me and a good win for us as a group. And the group did celebrate. It was beautiful to see them all on Parliament Lawn, giving me a bit of a cheers on a photo. But I was too busy in the head still digesting all that went down. Another funny bit of play right at the end of it, and at some point I'll get this transcript and I'll post it up. Everyone can listen to it. We'll talk about it a bit more, but I'd placed the magistrate under arrest due perverting justice. It's a serious charge, and I believe the evidence was there too. They put another charge of contempt for court on me when he did charge me with contempt and remanded me into custody, and I thought that was all done. But anyway, the prosecutor laid that charge on me, and then he said, there's also the matter we have to deal with today, where you arrested me for perverting justice. I'm telling you now to withdraw that charge, or I will put you in contempt again, leading me to believe they're going to lock me up if I didn't withdraw the charge. I looked to Glenn for advice, who was there solid with me the whole time. He basically said, look, you've won, just withdraw the charge. So I withdraw a charge on him, but cop another charge myself. I wish I had the clarity of mind at the moment to say, well, you withdraw this one and I'll withdraw that one, and we're all roses, mate. Game over. We'll get to go home. But once again, these little tactics and things did throw me into disarray a bit, and I'd had enough for the day. But in some way they try to steal the win or still keep me in contract, still keep me in the courts. So they didn't really show any empathy for what I'd been through myself and the mistreatment and the false arrests, anything like that, and just threw more at me. And I keep saying, when you're down and you're hurting and you're screaming, they don't help you, they just throw more at you. They want to take everything. So, but anyway, that's where it's left us. So the rest of the day I'm going to relax and just enjoy that victory.
Glow in that victory.
Glow in that victory, mate. And rest, knowing that I am a free man.
You're always a free man, my friend.
Yep.
There's them that were trying to prove that you weren't.
That's it. And I just pray nothing more comes at us in that way.
Well, they proved that you weren't.
Mm.
Yeah, how much they tried to prove that you weren't.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like the bit about the fact that you're a refugee in your own company.
In my own country. Well, it's true, mate.
You were. You're a political refugee in your company.
And as far as I'm concerned, I still am. I still can't go home. People say, oh, you're on teleconference. Well, we saw what happens then. He mutes you and perverts justice.
Yep.
And then holds me in contempt.
And then holds you in contempt.
I know, it's just all more games.
He told you it was a game.
He told me it was a game.
How we play this game.
He said that, and I said, play. I'm not here to play games. I'm here for justice. There's nothing funny. And they smile and smirk like it's, oh, just a joke. No, this is my life and freedom you're playing with. There's no bloody jokes here. They said it 2 year sentence. And you think you're just going to laugh about it? Like, no, mate.
Well, doesn't stop someone peacefully politically protesting. That 2 year sentence as well.
Well, the perverting justice was 2.5. 2.5 years.
3 years jail. Someone stopping someone peacefully
Politically protesting.
83.4. Up to 3 years in jail. Up to.
Yeah, that's right.
What did we learn? What
Hello?
did we learn? We learned if you contract with a lawyer, solicitor, anyone who works in the system, complying by the game, by the rules, which certain things they can't address, and they would presumably make you to plead guilty, get maybe a 25% discount. But if you self-defense yourself, represent yourself in front of court, the only thing what you have to abide is by the truth. If you're innocent, they can't get you. But in the same situation, if this would be handled with a lawyer, he couldn't address anything, and you will be bound by the game rules. So if you can read and understand what you read, and you're not guilty, best thing, defend yourself.
Well said, Tony. Well said. I think it's a very important fact, and I did brush on it coming back there then, the fact that any man or woman on their given day should be able to walk in that court and present themselves and win the case without worrying about lawyers who aren't really going to look after your best interest to get you away with it. They're going to try and your best interest within the system. They want you in the system. They're trying to get you out. It's a prosecuting, persecuting system.
As the magistrate stated in my hearing, I highly recommended to get legal advice in your case.
Yeah.
If I would get legal advice, then I would say, plead guilty.
I
plead not guilty. They changed the charges from trespassing to not following a move-on order, which is the double of penalties, which to intimidate me to thinking I have no chance to get away with it because they made orders to plead guilty. I pleaded not guilty. 9 months later, they dropped the case. Not enough evidence. Even if there is orders to move on, these orders has to be based on legal grounds.
When your car gets between the
Yeah, they would have you in there, done, signed, sealed, dusted, pleaded guilty, lesser charge. You'd have fines you'd be paying off, maybe time. I don't know what the expense of the penalty points were. But yeah, mate, they would have had you locked in, done. They wouldn't have even considered they'd have a chance fighting for you to get you off. They're not interested in getting you off.
And then I got legal advice for a different case. And I asked them, if this is happening and they dropped the case, can you please object? The legally advice can't do this because they don't charge any money for their case. So they have nothing to claim on it. So in this case, the police arrested me, put me 1 day in lockup, 1 day in jail, wanted to push on bail conditions would be presumably last for 4 weeks, which states I can't be in a certain area of the town or in the whole suburb, which was in my circumstances the only place where I could have a shower. So that's all intimidation. And now
No, he doesn't speak.
police gets away with it. They can intimidate you with bullshit orders, can arrest you, can intimidate you for months, drop the charges and getting away with anything. There is no justice in this system.
Truth. But guess what?
Give it to him, Toby. Don't give up on that. Keep going.
Justice is coming. It is coming. We have not given up. We continue the fight. And that is the truth. See how the cookie crumbles.
And then they make justice on laws, on legislations, on orders, which not every one of them are legally and truth binding. They have to be revisited. Just because there's a law written down, it's not meaning it's backed up by the law.
I'll just go into a quick advert, and you can find these flags at Trendworthy Designs. It's on the website, Trendworthy Designs. It's .com or .something anyway. But yeah, Dash, good on you. Thank you very much, mate. Beautiful flags, very good quality, very heavy. Gonna need a stiff wind to fly them, but you can see they're more made for hanging on the wall, I suppose. But we're going for the flag flying, mate. So thank you, Dash. Even though I can't really see us through my hair, you're in and out there somewhere. These are.
Yeah, which cost him in the end another how many bucks to buy another bottle?
When he drops it, he drops the bombs. Toby does really well. Who's Maghook?
Oh, that's
Ford.
Why did that have to stay up the middle? Staying up in the middle, is he tied in the middle? It's funny, working on these battery truck, mine trucks out there for ages. They had the windscreen washer pipe went up like this whole top man and just went down the window, right? It's not much on today. It was on one day. Only magnetic. All the mounts are all magnetic. It doesn't look like it's perfectly mounted, but they're only magnetic.
You stated
Yeah, exactly.
in court,
Deep over
the
there.
law. You have a magistrate. Magistrate, I do not understand. So this is a statement that the magistrate doesn't understand his own law, what he is, and how can he make a judgment if the defendant brings something around? He's not looking up your laws, your paragraphs in the law, but he's going out the third time to look for laws to judge you. So he's more concerned to judge you than to defend you.
Checking all the laws the prosecutor comes up with. He's checking all the little intricacies.
He's not only checking, he's giving him laws and paragraphs.
Giving him paragraphs to use.
But he's not willing to look into the laws and paragraphs who might defend you. He's not looking, spending time on it. I do not understand. If someone doesn't understand the law, how can he make ruling on the law?
So yeah, Tobias is really laying it down. I suppose we've had two cases, Tobias's earlier in the week and then mine. The two different outcomes is worth noting. Tobias's were dismissed.
Lack of evidence.
Dismissed. So,
Changing the charges.
so he's just dismissed. There's no compensation there. There's no satisfaction. He never got to have his battle in court to prove his innocence.
Accountability to no one.
Yeah, accountability to no one. No one's held accountable for the crimes against him. However, on my case, the judge has ruled not guilty on all three charges. I now have avenue for suit and compensation. I'm not saying what I'm going to do or anything. Ultimately, that's not the sort of person I am. And I didn't come here to make money, but have I? Oh, I've had crimes against me and they've weighed heavy on me and the PTSD, everything, blah, blah. Yeah, I've every right to go and be compensated for what they've done to me, because I wouldn't do it to anyone what they did to me. I just wouldn't do it to anyone. You'd want to be bloody guilty of a crime like abusing children. So that's the two differences between myself and Tobias. But I'm not going to go wave a red flag at the bull and say, oh, yeah, no. What I do and when I do it and the paperwork available to me at the time, if it arrives and everything, I'll decide then what I'm going to do. But I know that I'll be justified in taking them for everything that I can.
But then, in your case, you stated to your defense certain paragraphs and laws.
Yes.
And the response from the magistrate was, I do not understand.
Yes.
If someone who represents the law and make judgment on the law doesn't understand the law and not even willingly to look up these paragraphs and these rules and legislations, how is this a justice into the defense? But he's willing to spend time to find legislations, look into it, to give it to the prosecutor to prosecute the defendant. This is not justice. You prove not guilty until guilty, and you have a right for a fair trial. There's nothing fair in this.
Nothing fair in this, right? Anyway, just to break onto a new level. I do want it. Yeah, I do want it. I'll just take it. Yeah, just take it. That's huge for me. Thank you. Yeah, it's anything that's too big.
Yeah, come on.
Mock cream.
Yeah, but you don't wreck them. Yeah, getting it's fine, but not wrecking
I've got answers.
Sticky bun. It's a mock cream.
Talking about yesterday's hearing, what was also interesting, when the prosecutor used all his imagination.
Yeah.
The judge asked him, have you got any backup accusations?
Any backup charges?
Backup charges.
Even knowing that the time for disclosure of evidence had already passed, and he even said that. Oh, yeah, that's mine, thanks. Yeah, so that, because he said it can't be submitted, or I had the right to object, and then he wouldn't, and then he didn't have the right to refuse my objection because that time had passed. But they tried hard. But in the same time, by going through all those other avenues and ruling them out, there's no real process for appeal. He's given them all that opportunity. So, and it's all been ruled on, done. No. So he's, like I said, sometimes I don't know whether he's on my side or not. And I don't want him on side as such, because you want blind justice. You want justice, exactly that. If I'm guilty, well, I should be proved guilty, but I wasn't. But I don't know, there's something about this, man. Or inadvertently through their actions, we're finding the way through. Yeah.
By saying you didn't have a doubt whether he is on your side, be careful, because this is his intention to trap you.
Yeah.
You know, to.
Well, the trap came at the end when he laid more charges on me and tricked me into, or threatened me to drop the charges on him, or I would be remanded.
Here we are.
Again, so
that's why he wanted.
It was under duress.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there's no way I was going into another jail cell. So yeah, bit of weakness for me, you know. But right now I'm free and we're sitting here eating cake with icing on it. Tastes a lot like freedom to me.
Not a cake, really very, very, very good one.
One head stuff replaced with a broken head bolt. We didn't buy a head gas. Blue broke a head bolt, we screwed it out, put a new one in, tensioned it down. Done. And a transmission. What's on there? What have we got here? Oh, this is just
Well, my Anzac Dickies now. I better get an Anzac Dickie. Thanks, man. How are you? Gonna get a haircut. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Look at that, a big V in the sky. V for victory. They've given me a V for victory. That's nice of them.
Before we had a big Z.
They are, big V for victory.
The backpackers. Had to tiptoe around a few subjects so that we didn't offend the backpackers and fans. That particular art now, back up the youth, had a picture of young pubescent vagina, and above it there was a TV playing like a long wing or something in the side. That was the last display in the art. It's obvious what they're implying. You know, if you took the picture away at the bottom, I could probably go, okay, sort of up, right? When you put that young woman's, young girl's prepubescent vagina there is only one thing that thing is saying. Can you walk through the door? Right. Who makes it think? Who says it was the show was okay to put that there? Who approved it? Look into their history. The artists look into their history. That contest. Where do you get the photo from? Yeah, that was photo not illegal. Cool art. they were girls, they just did whatever they wanted to do. They wanted to act this way, they act this way. Yes. Yep. It doesn't matter. And that's a big crowd drive. When you get a DNA test, you're either male or female. Doesn't matter what you do. Genetically, you're either male or female. That's the end of the story. That's where categorization stops. What you do to yourself is your business. As long as you keep it your business, don't check it on other people. Yeah. The only trouble I have with that is if it's in the wrong location, then it becomes a problem. It is not a thunderstorm. But if it was like a that's when it becomes a problem. Yeah. No, it's different. Yeah, but that art, that pornographic display. When I said something, they went, Look, no, because there was no male sock that a woman was wanking a sock. Something in it. You didn't see what was in it though. And it was up and down.
Referencing our talk bit there yesterday to watching a good football match in the other room.
Just talk, and then the court case yesterday. We got in. The court wasn't at 9:30; it was at 10, but it was in court 7, and they'd already advised that it was a closed court, so only myself and one other was allowed in court. So I took Glenn. But the funny thing is, no one else was allowed in the court. They were only allowed to watch through the footage and the audio in courtroom 6. So they had their own cinema, basically, their own little private cinema, where they could talk amongst themselves and watch live the court hearings. Funny thing is, though, when I walked in, there was 2 people sitting behind us in the corner, just 2 ordinary people. And I kept meaning to reference it, but anyway, never quite got to it because they were pretty heated. But then at the first recess, everyone walked out and Phil and everyone questioned who they were. Who are you guys? Oh, we're just here for work purposes. And they're like, well, who are you? How come you're allowed in a closed court for work purposes and we're part of it all and we're not allowed in? Very pertinent questions. They never got the answer, but those 2 people weren't seen again for the rest of the day, were they? They took off. It's just like, what's happening behind the scenes that we don't know about? This judiciary we don't have faith in. And I've got to be careful saying that. It's a judiciary that just proved me innocent. Well, I was already innocent. It just held up the case. But anyway, there's more to it than that with those allegiances and seals and blah, blah. Administering trusts without consents, things like that. But yeah, that was funny. So now Mikhail's referencing the court case as a football match. You know, there was a lot of tension and everyone's sort of biting their lips, and then, you know, a good word comes out from myself or someone and then they jump up cheering, yeah! So I felt for them down there in courtroom 6 watching in their own private cinema the whole day. Mikhail, yeah, once again, he said it was like a good law movie. And he wants us to put it out live, the visual and audio together, which I don't think I can get the visual. But he said, oh, it's like a movie. We could have a movie night. It's like, mate, I don't want to relive that at all. I'm trying to distance myself from it all now. I can let it go, but chemtrails persist. Hey, far out. Another big strong one going up through here. I haven't checked today, but Dave was checking yesterday and they weren't on the radar at all, flight radar. But out of our control. Anyway, meanwhile, Diggs, I'm going to tune out for the day. I pray you all have a great day. Just prior to that, I will quickly look at the feeds. I haven't done that much for you guys since I've been back, have I? I like to engage with you guys. I think I've got some seeing eye devices here too. Oh, she's going to be the sun's warm. Yeah, I have missed you, Sticks. I really haven't engaged with you as much at all online. So freedom cake to me, yeah, it was beautiful freedom cake. Daniel, hi Daniel, Canberra Pro, g'day mate. Good morning, or g'day, Grand Rising, Annette Jensen. Drip Dan Kiwi Yowie, g'day mate. A few deleted. Canberra Protest. Diana, good morning, Angel. No, he hasn't got his car back yet. Yeah. The prosecutor probably was. It's funny how hard these prosecutors try to prosecute. If only you would have a lawyer that would fight as hard as that for your total exoneration. I hope you're all right, Leanne. Thank you to everyone. Oh, okay, can we help Leanne get to Canberra? You need to come to Canberra, dear. Oh yeah, 60 people watching and then suddenly they all dropped off, eh? 3 possums, nice. What's happening there, Leanne, that we can help with? 500 people 2 days, and that governor would give us what we asked for. It's very different here. You're right. There's a lot of this jurisdiction thing that we're digging into, and even Spiros said to us when we asked for help in Canberra, he said the best thing we can do is actually just leave Canberra, which was a bit poor, I thought, but he's probably right too. The territory it's own. Well, I could come to Tasmania. I've been to Tasmania. I'd like to go to Tasmania. Make it obvious they will say and do anything to the rights of people. Easy to make them look bad, cray. Yeah, I know they're trying that hard. Oh, please get pushy. Just sort of catch up this stuff Leanne's dropping here. In case you'll be all designed by. So you're going to want to go and start a stand at the Governor General's, Tasmania, preferably. Well, and I understand the difference. It's no use coming here and doing more of the same. We're not winning here at the moment, or we're just holding the line, a visual over line. Maybe Tasmania is, if there's a plan there that I can, it's worth a discussion, because we're obviously not getting it done here. Ideally, it was a New South Wales Royal Commission, so you'd think maybe the Government House in Sydney, the Governor General here was the governor at the time in Sydney, which is why we further think he has jurisdiction, but we know why he doesn't, because he's only in title, not position, due to an incorrect oath of allegiance to the Queen or King of Australia. Oh, let's bring that up, get the discussion up. If something happens there, I think we could all unite. GTG, g'day Lulu. Yeah, go forth and conquer rallies all across Australia. Yeah, we got stands in the parks. We got freedom rallies in capital cities and main streets. We've got Unite and White vigils. We've got the Umbrella Crew in Perth, as well as the further stands in the parks and rallies. Yeah, be amongst it. Go join like-minded people and get a taste of what the freedom is and a freedom of speech with one individual without it being bloody censored or ridiculed by other trolls. You get amongst it. Well, Greg Wilson, where you been today, mate? Sorry, I didn't realise you were missing till I just saw you there. Does anyone miss Greg? I didn't ask very loud, but I'm sure they do, Greg. Sorry, mate. Bad joke. Love you, definitely. Where we Gregory won, we Gregory all. Just wondering who did security today when we all went down. Vaughan did. So we had to sit there. There we go. Queensland court doesn't recognise common law. Guru. Yeah, and they're referencing it here. But as Leanne said, alluded to, it's different. The territory and the states are different. And then you've got federal law. Man, it's all in disarray. Federation is dead. There's no federation. Yet we're playing around with all these little half-ass rules from this era and that era and that era. Right, the people need a good, clean sheet of paper approach so we can have faith in the judiciary and justice again. Anyway, all that being said, I'll quickly scroll to the bottom and I'm going to tune out and go and chill out. Never had the jab, never had the fear, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Tassie, you'll bring me a whiskey. Bail out, Leanne, bail out. Mandate the whiskey. It's good whiskey, but I'd mandate it to certain hours of the day and certain measurements, possibly. Well, that's about it for the day. Chris Coveries is doing a great job. Okay, Chris Coveries. You are. You can't see me, Diana. Just a little dram. You just a little dram. Dram. How big is a dram? Zanzibar, Diana. All that being said, I'm going to tune out. So, peace be with you. For the moments, trials and the tribulations and the blessings that go with them, they sometimes happen at the same time. But yeah, I'll speak to you again soon. Tomorrow's Sunday, always a beautiful day Sunday here at the front. Yeah, thanks, everybody. A lot of people still here, very much hating for Steve. We're going to try and work in another tribute with him tomorrow. I think there's a tribute possibly going live where he's from. We're going to try and just tune in with it and be a part of it. So yeah, R.I.P. Rest in peace, Stig. Duty's done. Although I don't think he actually served, I still see the service to the fight for freedom and the safety of the children as a massive service to this country and the people of this, the men and women of this country. So thank you for your service, kind sir, and again, made the ultimate sacrifice for his fight for freedom and Constitution, law, common law. Anyway, I'm heading off. Have a great day. And well, the wrong button. Up here. There, up here.